Will he or won't he? That was the question on everybody's mind as news broke that Donald Trump, former president, he had said he's made up his mind on whether or not he's going to run for president again. So we did a poll asking our viewers, which of these is the biggest reason you would not vote for Donald Trump in the 2024 election? Tied for first place was answer A. His appointment of swamp monsters such as John Bolton, Mike Pompeo, and Jeff Sessions. The candidate, did we have a picture of those guys, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just take the rest of the night off. It's fine. The candidate who ran on a platform of draining the swamp brought in 3 guys that would make Shrek blush. Take John Bolton, for instance. Trump's original national security advisor and the man responsible for talking Trump out of the Iran nuclear deal. That's the same John Bolton who had this to say about planning coup d'etats.
One doesn't have to be brilliant to attempt a coup.
I disagree with that. As somebody who has helped plan coup d'etat, not here, but other places, it takes a lot of work, and that's not what he did. It was just stumbling around from one idea to another. Ultimately, he did unleash the rioters at the Capitol. As to that, there's no doubt.
Not here, of course, but other places. I love that. Not only does he just flippantly admit to interfering in sovereign nations around the globe, the way you and I would say we're out of mustache cream, but he also sounds like, did you sort of get a hint in his tone of voice that the only real problem he had with January 6th was that it wasn't professional enough for his liking? Like, hey, you leave the insurrections to us, kid. Then next you have Mike Pompeo, who was Trump's Secretary of State. Now, Dave, where do you suspect Donald Trump found Mike Pompeo? He was only the director of the CIA.
Oh.
Once again, this is a guy who's trying to drain the swamp and is afraid of the deep state. Last week, Mike Pompeo suggested a little buddy cop movie with Nancy Pelosi. Check out his tweet right here. He said, "Nancy, I'll go with you. I'm banned in China, but not freedom-loving Taiwan. See you there." He may have talked the talk when it came to America first, but it's hard to say that you're putting America first when you're courting World War III. Last but not least, everyone's least favorite Keebler elf. That's Trump's Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. The same Jeff Sessions who made a career out of being a drug warrior, seeking to destroy lives over marijuana, as well as strengthening the government's use of civil asset forfeiture, also known as stealing the private property of citizens who have not been found guilty of a crime. The only seizures I support are the ones that Jeff Sessions should have so he can go meet his friend John McCain in hell.
Wow.
Also tied for first place was the answer B on that poll. Massive spending increase and debt expansion. Check this out right here. The Trump administration added more than $7 trillion to the national debt. Now, before you go blaming Congress, Trump signed every single one of those spending bills put on his desk. And before you go blaming the unspecified virus of unknown origin, he actually had one of the biggest annual budget deficits ever, $984 billion in 2019, the year before the pandemic. Speaking of that pandemic, that was answer C. It was Trump that touted Operation Warp Speed, who only accomplished was sending money to Big Pharma at the speed of light. It didn't do anything else. He supported lockdowns long before he ever opposed them. He's even criticized state governors who he felt, quote, opened up too early. I can't imagine where he got all those bad ideas, by the way.
Oh, another elf.
Which brings us to answer number D, the pardons. Now, a blowhard like Dinesh D'Souza could get a pardon. Do we have a picture of Dinesh D'Souza?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's him.
Oh, man.
I mean, where's the leather? But there were no pardons for the likes of Ross Ulbricht, serving consecutive life sentences for building a website, or Edward Snowden, one of the guys who helped reveal the crimes of that same damn swamp that we keep mentioning. The point I'm trying to make here is that especially for you out there that are infected with MAGA pox, is if the only reason you really have left at this point to vote for Trump is that you're trying to own the libs, then don't wait until the general election to vote. you should vote in the primaries and nominate a better candidate before it's too late. Otherwise, you wind up with more of this.
Oh.
Yikes.